What is up, everybody? Happy New Year. Welcome to 2024 and welcome to the hardest year of my life so far. I say that tongue in cheek, but I'm also incredibly excited. The goal for 2024 is to take a small business that I have making custom furniture and dining tables and turn it into a $1 million business throughout the course of 2024. And I know the first rule of doing anything on YouTube is automatically assume that nobody cares about who you are. Nobody knows you, nobody cares. So if you're here, and this is important, if you're here, you want to learn and you want to understand about what it takes to not just run a small business, but we talk around woodworking, how it's like, the thing about a woodworking business is everybody online wants to talk about the woodworking, but they don't want to talk about the business. And my aim is to try and give everybody a little bit of both throughout this entire process. I'm going to document this with 3 videos a week throughout all of 2024. And I'm going to be accountable to everybody. We're going to talk through where we are in terms of business objectives, where we are in terms of outreach, where we are in terms of operational processes. What have I learned? What's coming up that is scary, that needs to be addressed? All of these things. And I want to be really clear that none of this stuff is easy to talk about for a lot of people. A lot of people don't want their failures out on the internet. And I'm going to be open and I'm going to be raw with everybody about this. I'm going to tell you guys, hey, this is what's going on at Grackles Design. This is where we are. This is where we're going. This is how much cash we've collected. This is how much we have to get to our goal. And I'm going to be 100% upfront with this. I want this to be something where you can actually see and observe all of the work that it takes to get to running a successful small business. And so let's talk about how I got here. I moved to Austin, Texas in 2018, which that makes me seem like a little bit of a dinosaur these days. But the upside to this is I've been here for about 6 years now, and I have been doing woodworking for about 5.5 of those 6 years. It all started when I went into my job at a tech company and told one of my coworkers that I was thinking about getting a glow forge. And he looked me down the eye and he's, I'll be damned if I'm going to let somebody spend twice as much money on something that can only do half as many things. And next thing you know, I've got this giant Amazon shopping list and we're building a 5 foot by 5 foot CNC in my spare bedroom in my duplex apartment in South Austin. About 6 months later, in November of 2019, I ended up moving to a house and had a garage that had a full shop. It was absolutely great. Wasn't sure at the time what was going to come of all of it, but then the pandemic hit, and next thing, I've got a lot of time at home, and I decided that I'm going to start pouring epoxy tables. I did my very first one, was a 10-foot long pecan epoxy table with 27 gallons of epoxy. I don't start small with these projects. I never really have. So for me, that's always something that I keep in my head. I'm doing these things because they are hard and I want to be challenged constantly. $1 million in a year, that's going to be huge. That's going to be like almost 20 times my sales from last year. So I'm excited about this as a challenge. I'm excited about this as being able to be raw and open with people about what's going on through all of it. And I think that's one of the things that just drives me absolutely crazy about the internet is everybody only wants to post like the super luxurious, super positive stuff. Nobody wants to talk about the work. When you consume a lot of content around people that are successful, you end up hearing, oh, if you just do it this way, you'll be successful. That implements in a concept called survivorship bias. And I want to do all I can to avoid implementing that. I want to take people through processes that actually work and show them why those things work. You're gonna see over the course of the year, I'm gonna do a lot of things that don't work. And just off of that, if you take anything from this channel over the next year, take away the idea that you can do things that don't work. Now, what are the goals throughout all of this? I'm going to have a solid cadence of 3 videos a week coming out. First video each week is just going to be a business and operational update. I'm going to talk about where we are with the business, what's going on, any new projects, and are we close to hitting our goals? Are we on track? You average out $1 million and it's like $83,333 a month. I'm not expecting to hit that in the first months of the year, but I'm expecting to hit more than that in the last months of the year. So there's going to be a ramp up to it, just so you can follow along. Okay. That being said, here is the state of operations for 2024 as it stands today on January 1st. I have $8,500 in pending cash to be collected. I have $20,000 in outstanding jobs that will be done, and once those are done, there will be cash to be collected from there. Now that means that start of the year, pending cash collected is at about 2% of our goal, and I've got 0.8% of the revenue one day into the year. So right now we are on track. Things are looking good. Up next is building my sales pipeline. And so building that sales pipeline is going to happen through a lot of in-person networking. Over the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be doing my build out for the Austin Home Show, which is January 13th and 14th. And with that build out for the Austin Home Show, I'm going to do a lot of in-person networking there, which I've found over the last year has been the best way for me to get any sort of business. I got a $50,000 job bid through just in-person networking. And I want to make sure that those sorts of things that I continue, because that's where I've traditionally been good at. I'm going to spend more time and effort doing that. At the same time, I have other marketing strategies in place already for 2024. I've got 2 out-of-home placements. I've got 2 golf courses where I put a couple ads. I put one on a bench right outside the clubhouse, and I put another one on the golf course's guide. So that's going to be useful. And then there is another magazine here in a affluent neighborhood where I bought ad space and access to all of their in-person events so that I can do more of the in-person networking. So those are going to be my big tenet for my plan to market the business. At the same time, I'm definitely going to be doing more in-person and personal outreach, reaching out to all these different people that are important. So there are going to be interior designers, architects, real estate agents. All those are people that are good opportunities to connect me with potential customers. Those will be a part of all of this for this year. So 2024 is looking to be really exciting. I'm incredibly excited about the prospects for this year. I'm really happy to take people on this journey. If you've got any questions, if you have any questions, like I'm going to be down in the comments. I'm going to answer everything that comes through in the comments. So if you see something there, drop a comment, like it, subscribe it. The hardest thing about any of this is just taking the first step and actually doing it. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, video production sucks this week. I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna try and do one thing better in every video as I do them. But I want to know what you guys want to see all along this journey. Let me know. The more information I have, the better I'm gonna make the content for you guys. So come along. I'm excited. Welcome to 2024.